We're back in the gym. If you want to increase your deadlift and you're struggling to push past a plateau, I'm just gonna give you a few tips. It might work, it might not work, but like it has been working for me and the guys I've been giving advice to in the gym. It has been working. So I'm just gonna show you a stance in a deadlift position. I see a lot of people struggling, even the stronger guys. Obviously, different weight, right? Again, this is quite relative. So you with your weight. Once you reach this point, you start to shake and you do this shaking movement and then you pull. I don't want you to do that. The reason why you're doing that is because there's no hip thrust coming through. So you're in this position with the weight here. So you're just shaking. Because now you're starting to suck the weight up. I don't want that. I want you to be in full control of the weight. Now, obviously, there's workouts we can do to increase your deadlift. This is one of the exercises I would recommend you doing. But not a must. But if you're going to do it and you want to increase your weight and you've been hitting a plateau, there's a few things you can do. You can do the big hyperextender. You can do hip thrust. And you can do your normal, just like accessory work to your back. Squats also helps a lot increasing your deadlift because when you when you're underneath the bar and you make sure like everything's correct, remember, I want the bar to travel against your shins because that will force you to not overextend your lower back, putting it in a compromised position. So when we here, what I want you to do, this is where the hip thrust will work. So you're pulling and then you see that movement. That's your hip thrust movement. So we're doing that with the hip thrust. Okay? When you have your weight here, if you do want to increase your deadlift, I would recommend a hip extender or hyper extender, I think it's called, and your hip thrust. Now you can do your hip thrust without the Smith machine, but because I tend to go over 200 kilos on my hip thrust, I tend to use the Smith machine because I don't have to worry about stabilization. I do feel it in my glutes as well. You should also do your hip abductors and adductors if you do want to grow your posterior chain and you just want to become strong overall. Again, the goal for me is to not just gym for the sake of gymming or lifting weight for the sake of lifting weight. You should actually be lifting weight to become strong. So this was 140 kilos. The reason why I chose it was quite light and was easier to demonstrate what I actually wanted to demonstrate with the shaking and everything I did. Now, two questions I normally get when like I have younger guys gymming with me and like new lifters, let me put it to you like that. So when I have new lifters gymming with me and they start deadlifting, the question is should they deadlift with straps and should they deadlift with a belt? And I will normally answer that with a question as well. What's your goals in the gym? Is it to become strong and like just grow your lower back and just become a little bit stronger, or do you want to become a powerlifter? Because if you want to become a powerlifter, then I would recommend you start off, if you're starting off deadlifting, without steps. I want you to do this, okay? Because that will help with the rotation of the bar and then you will make sure it doesn't fall out. But if your goal is to gym for strength and just to get reps in, I wouldn't recommend you do 5 to 10 reps with the supinated and pronated grip. Because chances of you doing that the other way around is quite slim. And then what will happen? You will get muscle imbalances. We don't want that. So that's tip number 2. So the belt. Do you need the belt? No, you don't, but I would recommend you use the belt. The belt will help just brace yourself and improve your posture under the deadlift. I don't normally deadlift with the belt. I don't know. Between the hips and my rib cage, there's not enough space. So I do sometimes use the belt and I just push through the pain the belt is giving me, but I do feel more secure when I do deadlift. So I think that's about it. So just to recap, do you need steps when you're deadlifting? That depends on your goal. If you want to become a powerlifter, I would recommend you start without steps. But if you're not going to become a powerlifter and you're becoming more bodybuilder, use your steps. Do your hip thrust because it will help with that last movement of the deadlift where everyone is struggling. Um, do your accessory work to that as well. This is the only compound movement I know of where you can actually become stronger doing accessory work than the actual workout. Because I've noticed for myself, my squats, if I want to become better at squatting, I normally just need to squat more. And like, obviously I do have a lot of variations in my squat, but you can squat more to become stronger. The same with your bench press. This is different. I might be wrong, but like for me personally, this works. You can become stronger here if you do your accessory work.